turning this scene into a song.
I missed you.
Oh. Now that I'm thinking about it, something that could be really cool is, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Juliana Lane, and I love creating music and taking you behind the scenes of the songwriting process. And whether you love writing music yourself or you're just here for the fun, we are going to be diving into something super exciting today. Super, you see what I did there, right? Because I got my red on, I got my blue on. We are talking all about Superman, and more specifically, one of my favorite shows of all time, and that is Smallville. If you've never seen Smallville before, it is a classic from the 2000s, all about Clark Kent before he becomes Superman. So you see him in high school, eventually in the later half of the series, he's like not in high school anymore, but you see him grow up, you see him struggle with finding out who he is, his Kryptonian background, you see him struggle with his abilities and learning different abilities that he has, not knowing how to fly yet, all of these different things. It's really, really fun. And one of my personal favorite characters on the show is Lois Lane.
Lois Lane.
And she doesn't come until season 4, but once she does, you see this totally different side of Clark, and I think it's amazing. Their chemistry together is unreal. It's so good. And my sister actually got me a little Funko Pop of Lois Lane, and I love it so much. Now my last name is Lane too, and I'm like, that is so random, and it doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I love that my last name is Lane. One of my absolute favorite parts of the entire show is when Clark Kent and Lois Lane fall in love in the later seasons. I live for those seasons. All the close fans know what I mean. Because most of their relationship, friendship, situationship, however you want to label it, it goes through a lot of phases. Because much of that happens before Lois knows Clark's secret, that, spoiler, he's Superman. Or more technically, the Red Blue Blur or the Blur in the show. He goes through a lot of different names because they don't technically call him Superman in the show. Because of this, there's so much tension, unspoken feelings, and so much will they, won't they energy. So naturally, that screamed, I need to write a song about this. So today, we're gonna be writing a love song inspired by Smallville, specifically Clark and Lois, and I'm gonna take you through the entire creative process from start to finish. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Now, there's a specific episode that I want to focus on for the Songwriting Challenge, and we are jumping all the way to season 10 with an episode called Homecoming. And for a little bit of context leading up to the scene, Lois finally knows Clark's secret, but Clark doesn't know that Lois knows his secret, and she wants to tell him that, but she hasn't had the chance to, and she kind of tries to in the scene, but it just doesn't end up happening quite yet at this moment. And Clark, meanwhile, is finally feeling confident in his relationship with Lois and is ready to tell her his secret, but instead of worrying about how things are going to turn out with that, or is she going to accept who he is for his Kryptonian heritage and things like that, instead of worrying about all of that, he's actually saying, you know what, let's just be present and kind of be in the moment, which for his character is actually huge character development because he usually worries about everything. So this is a huge step for him at this point in the scene. Earlier in the episode, they were at their high school homecoming. There were balloons everywhere. It was super fun. They were about to slow dance. And right as they started to dance, of course, the plot thickens. It's a superhero show. There's always something going wrong, right? So they weren't able to actually dance together at that homecoming dance. But now we're at this point in the episode that I'm about to show you the scene where Clark sets up his barn special so he can actually have this dance with Lois. And it's really, really, really cute, you guys. I think you are really gonna like it. So we're gonna play this clip, and then afterwards we are going to dive into these lyrics and start working some magic and turning this scene into a song.
Clark?
Got a disco ball. I love that.
Not that I'm an interior designer, but one of these things doesn't exactly go with the other.
Maybe I need you.
I'm sorry we missed our dance.
Here in this hug.
You don't need to worry about me, Clark. If anybody understands deadlines and urgent things, it's me.
I'm not worried about you. I missed you.
Maybe they'll
Oh.
fly
Well, I don't know.
you right here.
Neither of us are
Surprise in her
primed
voice.
for Dancing with the Stars, and speaking strictly as friends, I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Lois, get over here.
Heaven knows what
I'm not sure how we're gonna make this work without the jukebox nostalgia and the balloons and...
Lois,
Shut up. Right. Shut up.
Lois always has the best lines.
Ow!
sorry.
Hey, I'm the one that put my feet under yours.
But
It's fine.
maybe I
Let's just try this.
here in this time so sweet. Everything quiet. Everyone gone to sleep.
I love you.
Maybe I need you.
I love you too.
Here in this world on fire.
I think that's the first time they say that to each other. I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Everything moving.
Clark, there's something that we need to talk about.
Just for now. Can we leave tomorrow? Till tomorrow we just have this.
Everything falls away. Everything changes. Nothing has changed today. Baby,
She makes him fly. Now that we've watched the scene, what I'm gonna do is turn off the volume and turn on the subtitles, because as a songwriter, what this allows me to do is to purely focus on the raw emotion, their expressions, their body language, their dialogue, and all of this without being influenced by the original score. And it really enhances how I take in the visual storytelling of the scene. So instead of hearing the song that originally plays in the scene, now my job is to take in all of this information that I'm seeing and start creating music that matches this emotional intensity. All right, let's start jotting down some words, phrases, and sensory details that help to set the scene, because sensory language is so important in songwriting because it helps you to immerse your listeners in the story that you are telling. Because as a songwriter, I really want my listeners to see, to feel, and really experience the moment as if they were there too. One of the very first things that stood out to me that I thought was really, really unique was Lois said a line about jukebox nostalgia and then something about balloons. And I think that is incredibly hooky.
I'm not sure how we're gonna make this work without the jukebox nostalgia and the balloons and...
Lois,
So I know I want to do something with jukebox nostalgia. Something about balloons. Because that's such a callback to earlier in the episode when it was colorful, there was balloons, there was lights. Other visuals that come to mind are something about lights. Whether they are dimmed, there are shining lights. There's also a disco ball, mirror ball. One of the other really big elements to this is dancing, right? This entire scene is set around them dancing. So there's got to be something about dancing, whether that is like slow dancing or like reaching out for a hand. So I feel like we need to do something with that for sure. Something with dancing. I'm gonna like circle that. Now that I'm thinking about it, something that could be really cool is if we do something about dancing around it. You know, have you ever heard the phrase like, if, you know, oh, they're like dancing around it, or they're dancing around the truth of something? Because ultimately the core message of what's happening in this scene is they actually both know all the same things. Like, hey, I actually really like you. Also knowing Clark's secret, but they aren't communicating that with each other yet. So they're kind of like dancing around the fact of that. So I feel like that could be such a cool nod to both the dancing in the moment of the scene, but also like the deeper truth that they're really dancing around the truth of Clark's secret and who he is. Other themes that are popping up quite a lot in this are secrecy. Clark's secret, right? That's a really big deal because Clark hasn't told Lois yet, but she already knows, but she hasn't told Clark that she knows. So there's just like so much non-communication happening. Something else I really liked is towards the end of the scene, Clark said, "Can we leave tomorrow till tomorrow and just have this?"
Can we leave tomorrow till tomorrow and just have this?
And like I said earlier, I think that's huge character development for him because he's wanting to be in the moment and be present with Lois instead of freaking out and overthinking the future and worrying about the future. So I feel like that could be a really cool line to include in this. And this is Superman, right? We have to include something about flying because at this point in the show, Clark hasn't figured out how to control his flying ability yet. He's not really sure how to make that happen. There's only been a couple instances where he would like wake up and he's like floating or something like that. But he hasn't really figured out how to fly yet. So that's kind of huge. So I think including some kind of reference about flying would be amazing. And this part was not in this specific episode, but I think it could maybe be a potential lyrical line. And in an earlier episode, Lois says,
This is the one. You're the one that I want to get it right with, okay? So
something about you're the one I want to get it right with. Like I said, she's such an incredibly flawed character, but like she's my favorite. And she's now like, as she's liking Clark and wanting to have an actual relationship with him, she's realizing, hey, I don't actually want to screw this up like I have with other relationships in the past. So she's like, you're the one I want to get it right with. And I think that could be a line that could be really cool with this. Even though it's not in this specific scene, it's kind of like a callback to earlier in the relationship. At its heart, I think this scene is about two people who deeply love each other, but have a lot of fears about the future. But in this scene, as they dance together, they're learning how to be fully present with each other, and I love that. Now let's take it to the piano and see what happens. I always love major seventh chords. I don't know why. I think they're just jazzy, and I think that's really fun. I think I want to start it with something with the jukebox nostalgia line, because I think it's a really, really cool line. Jukebox nostalgia, balloons float all around you. I really like that as an opening. I can't believe tomorrow till tomorrow, and just have this, leave tomorrow till tomorrow, and just have this. Just have this. Now that we have the lyrics and the melody locked in, what we're gonna do is start recording and building the song in Logic. So we're gonna start recording piano first, and then we're gonna add more instruments as we go. 2, 3, 4. Nostalgia, balloons float all around you. All right, now now that the piano is recorded, something I'm actually hearing for the song is a really big orchestral sound. So I want you to picture almost like a Disney musical kind of a vibe, because let's be honest, Clark and Lois's love story, so dramatic, but in the best way, of course, because we love it, and that makes for good TV, right? So their song needs to have at least a little bit of drama and excitement. Plus, if you think back to the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, the main theme of the soundtrack has like soaring horns and sweeping strings and just so much energy. And that larger than life cinematic feel is exactly what I want to bring into this song too. Next up is my personal favorite part of production, and that is recording the vocals. So let's get into it. Jukebox, nostalgia, balloons flow all around you. I am so in love with how the song is coming together so far. It feels so dreamy and like it should be part of the actual soundtrack almost. It's super fun. I think you guys are going to absolutely love this when it's totally finished. We've been talking about Clark Kent and how he has superpowers, but I think that songs have superpowers too, because they can transport you to a cherished memory. They can make you think of one of your favorite TV shows or a loved one, and they can bring you so much joy when you need that reminder to choose faith over fear. So before we get to the big reveal, I want to introduce you to something that I absolutely love, and that is the song bracelet by Anthem Threads. Superman may have his cape, but I have my song bracelet. And whenever I feel anxious, I just tap my bracelet to my phone and it plays my custom song, one that reminds me to be brave, to have faith, and to stay encouraged throughout my day. And the best part is I don't just listen to the song, I get to wear the song as my own personal anthem. You can customize your own song bracelet with the anthem you need to hear. Just go to anthemthreads.com and use code JULES5 for $5 off each song bracelet. All right, I know you guys are dying to hear the finished song, so let's take a listen, and while you listen, let me know what you think in the comments. Jukebox, nostalgia, balloons float all around you. Talking nonsense, the nerves got me in my head. I'm scared that I'm falling, but I already fell. It's hard to believe you can know me that well. I'm trying to hide it, but you can probably tell. Oh, we've been dancing around it. All of the questions in my head, all of the things you left and said. Oh, we keep dancing around it. But when you reach out for my hand, you make me believe in love again. Can't believe tomorrow till tomorrow, and just have this, 'cause you're the one I want
space between us. I think that I love you, and I know that I do, 'cause you are the one I keep coming back to. I'm playing my hand and it can't afford to lose. Oh, we've been dancing, dancing around it. All of the questions in my head, all of the things you left and said. Oh, we keep dancing, dancing around it. But when you reach out for my hand, you make me believe in love again. Can't we leave tomorrow till tomorrow and just have this? 'Cause you're the one I wanna get it right with. You're the one I wanna get it right with. You're the one I wanna get it right with.
That was Dancing Around It, inspired by Smallville. I had so much fun creating the song. It was like really nerdy and musical and fun for me. And I hope you enjoyed it too, and getting to come behind the scenes of creating a song and bringing this idea to life. If you're a songwriter or you want to learn how to write songs, make sure to check out the description below, because I have lots of free resources for you that I think will really help you grow in your skills as a songwriter and level up your creativity. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, make sure to let me know in the comments. What song should I write about next? And you guys know the drill. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. See you there.